The Los Angeles Rams select Jerome Bettis, running back, Notre Dame.
Welcome to the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes. Good afternoon. I have to give a shout out to one of my favorite Steelers of all time, and that is Mr. Jerome Bettis. Happy birthday, Jerome. It's been a fantastic time having you as a Steeler. Of course, one of the best acquisitions that the Steelers have probably ever made with any team in NFL history. So happy birthday, Jerome, and welcome. This is Rudy Reyes on the Rude Dog Show. I am live on Facebook. I am live. Download the app. It's free. You can't be free. That's why it must be WBLZ. This is Rudy Reyes on the Rude Dog Show on WBLZsports.com. Good afternoon, everyone. You know, this has been a pre-draft week for me, and I love the draft. I've been really involved in the entire process from end to end. And today is certainly no different, but the talent certainly is. Considering that it's Jerome Bettis' birthday, and in honor of Jerome Bettis, I happen to have a running back on the show. What are the odds of that happening? You probably ask yourself, scratch your head and say, well, then who is it? I can't quite tell you yet, but you'll know who it is in the next minute or longer. I don't know, maybe I'll leave you hanging for a minute. No, I can't do that. It's just not in me to do it. If you want fast, if you want furious, no, I'm not talking about cars, but if you're a car and you see a truck headed towards you, you're going to try to get out the way, and you need to get out the way because Bri'onte Dunn, Ohio State Buckeye, running back, 220, 6-foot truck will run you over. Guarantee. Welcome, Bri'onte, to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on the show.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you taking your time out. Look, there's a lot of stuff to go over here. We're certainly going to start off here. Look, you were an outstanding player. You showed up on game day, day in, day out, game in, game out, with a full circle of preparation at your disposal. But let's go backwards. Let's discover and study what actually made you become the kind of player that you are now, headed in the 2017 NFL Draft, and that is while you attended Alliance High School. Interesting name for a high school, Alliance, right? There's tons of people there. It's an alliance. That's where everybody is. That's just the way it goes. But that's where it all started for you. And when you start your career in one game as a freshman and junior varsity, you really didn't turn back. You amassed about 1,900 yards rushing during your time there, and it would appear as though you weren't done. But you were done at the high school level. You just weren't done with what you were doing and where you were headed. You were a highly recruited football athlete while attending Glen Oak High School, coached by Scott Garcia, and despite offers coming your direction from the Pittsburgh Panthers as a freshman, you chose not to pursue the Pitt Panthers. And I kind of wonder, I think to myself, well, he's an Ohio native. He goes to Ohio schools. And at that time, a head coach, which everybody should know, Joe Paterno. There's some questions surrounding that name in of itself. But at the time, the head coach, and even though they wanted to recruit you, you had other ideas. What was it about the Panthers' recruitment for which you didn't feel basically it was the right fit for you?
Pitt was a good school. I've been there, and it was a good school. But since I was little, I always wanted to be a Buckeye and play for Ohio State. So that was one of my goals. And when I got a chance and got an offer from Ohio State, that's what I wanted to pursue.
Look, you had Joe Paterno. Joe Pa! The man, the myth, the legend. Head coach for the Panthers. Was that not enough of an incentive for you? Or did you want something else?
Legendary coach like that, but it was just, I just felt like I didn't fit there. So, and like I said, Ohio State is my dream school. I lived there plenty of times, and that's why I went with it.
Look, I'm merely going to say this for the record. When you look at the Pitt Panthers and you look at Ohio State University, on paper, okay, fine. Ohio State, the better of the two schools, right? Would you agree? It's okay. So now, I said it's okay if you agree that Ohio State's a better school than the Pitt Panthers. It's okay. I hear you. Now, the chuckle tells me everything. But it wasn't the right fit for you. And I understand that. Look, the right fit isn't always the best fit. You wanted to do something else. Your ideals of heading to a school with a Buckeye mascot, by the way, this kind of got a football-shaped head. I wonder why that is. What convinced you to attend Ohio State? What was it about that school? Was it the coaches? Was it family? Was it something that you grew up around? Was it environment where everything was Buckeye this and Buckeye that? How did you feel you fit in to the Ohio State system before you ever touched ground on the campus?
First of all, it was just a dream to go there. But meeting with the coaches, I just built a real good relationship with them. I grew a real good relationship with the instructor, and fortunately, the coaches, switched out. So I had a meeting with Coach Meyer and Graydon, and I really about this Stan Graydon, the things that I knew he can teach me, and so that's what really helped me to go to Ohio State.
Look, all I got to say is this. If Joe Paterno knocked on my doorstep and said, hey, Rudy, we want you to play for Pitt Panthers. I mean, I've never played professional sports, didn't play collegiate. However, just looking at that guy in those thick glasses, I don't know if I'd have the heart to tell him no. I really don't. Or probably any other coach for that matter. So it really doesn't matter what I think. It's a matter of what they've seen in you. And Ohio State certainly was just that. They seen the athletic, well-manicured, well-liked, highly athletic, high intelligence, the amount of football acumen that was a part of who you are, that you still retain to this day. Now, I believe once a football player, always a football player. I don't care if you played in the league for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, or a year. You're still part of the NFL system, and you'll always be a football player. Now, you went to other schools. You had to shop around. Mama said shop around, so you did.
Yeah.
You had your bag in your hand, and you were waiting for schools to jump at you. What other schools approached you? What other schools had their proverbial hooks in you and wanted you to go into their system?
I had a UFC come to visit my school. I had the team up north come visit. I visited up there too. I visited it. Them is really the schools that was in my top five.
So why not USC?
I just didn't like how far it was from home.
So you wanted to be close home, families, friends, cousins.
Yeah, and I just felt like the Big Ten was a better fit for me.
Okay. Well, that's good. Look, again, everybody wants choices. Not everybody knows what to do, where to go, what school will be the best fit for them. Did you have family kind of nudging you saying, hey, are you going to Ohio State? Are you going to check them out and maybe go there? Huh? Wink, wink. Was it like that?
I mean, I had a lot of people in my ear, but I had to block them out. I had to go ahead and come there. So I just made my own decisions. Me being a Buckeye since I was little, and watching Rich Rudy Reyes, and some of them good players. I just wanted to. I knew I could follow in footsteps and be a great player too. So I mean, that's the place that I went with.
Those were some great teams, weren't they? Great players. How could you sit there and not root for them? How many Heisman Trophy winners did they have? How many national title games did they win? How many famous head coaches had donned the head coaching uniform? I mean, the list is exponential. It's huge. It's absolutely large. But what was bigger than that was the ideal that the impact you would make at Ohio State University was something that you would carry with you for the rest of your life. Everybody who's ever graduated from alumni across the country certainly look at their own college and say, wow, I went here. It's been a long time. You could be gone a year and come back and basically the same conversation would exist. This is forever. Feels like I'm back home again.
Yeah, Columbus is a beautiful city.
That's what I heard. The closest I've ever been is Pittsburgh. That's the closest. That's the absolute closest.
You gotta come visit sometime.
You know what? I could very well. You never know. You never know. I could be at the regional combine in Indianapolis. I don't think that's quite close enough. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Okay, look, let's get down to some numbers here because I know you analysts out there are really chomping at the bit. You should have your numbers up before I had this conversation. As soon as you heard Bri'onte Dunn, you should already have it. Look, GMs, coaches, scouts, if you have not looked at Bri'onte Dunn, if you haven't looked at the numbers, and we all have weaknesses and we all have strengths, but when you look at the numbers, numbers don't lie. So don't get it wrong. 2012 as a freshman, he played 11 games, 25 plays, 133 yards from scrimmage, and 2 touchdowns. That's huge. 133 yards rushing. That's a lot. That's a lot. You spread that out on a per game, you get about 5.3 yards per rush. That's certainly not bad at all either. 2014, you were in 6 games. Maybe some injuries occurred. But you did rush, however, for 7 yards on the average in 9 plays, but you had no touchdowns. And then you came roaring back, but at least in a halfway sense, with 9 games in the following season, 2015, 16 plays, 95 yards, and 1 touchdown. Overall, 291 yards. Let's face it, the Ohio State University dream environment was something that you were clearly a part of. And your eyes were wide open at that opportunity. Shortly after those visits that they at Urban Meyer and Stan Drayton made to your grandparents' house, something clicked. It was as if someone turned the key to an engine. And that's where your motor kept running. As a matter of fact, you played with Carlos Hyde, eventually picked up in the NFL draft. And clearly he's playing very, very well. But being a part of that system, playing under Stan Drayton, what did you learn? What was the most valuable component of what he taught you, what he showed you, what he drilled into you while you were there at Ohio State University?
I feel like the most important thing that he taught me that very important for a running back to know how to do is pass play. We worked on that a lot. The techniques and everything he showed me with that really helped my game out because without pass play, you're not going to get in the field. So I really got good at that. As you can see, I play with Duke Elliott and he got coached by Coach Reyes too, and he was excellent at pass pro. So that's I think he really taught us.
It's kind of funny you should mention him. And obviously the conversation existed. I don't know if you had a chance to talk to Zeke or not before the beginning of the 2017 NFL season, or 2016 into 17. But when you when you'd seen what he had done, the type of magic he was able to perform under a very, solid coach in Coach Garrett, playing behind another would-be rookie of the year in Dak Prescott, I think to myself, he must have learned something. And then clearly Zeke Elliott, one of those solid running backs, not only from a personal standpoint, being able to absorb, adhere, admonish what he learned while he was under Coach Straighten, and clearly you had played right next to them. Did you have a conversation with Zeke anytime during the regular season, or was it something that for him it was all about business and this is what I'm going to do and this is what's going to happen, and that was it?
I talked to Zeke in the beginning of the season, but he wasn't pretty busy, so it wasn't like I was like doing on a regular day basis. But yeah, I talked to him good during the beginning of the season.
Did you give him words of encouragement? Was there anything that you conversed with him about to say, well, you remember what Coach taught you, right? You remember what he said, right?
No, it wasn't conversation like that. I was just, I talked to him his first preseason game, his first game, just tell him good luck, just go out there and do what you do.
Well, he did it while he was at Ohio State, that's for sure. Everybody knows who he is. But again, how many players has Ohio State put out of their system into the NFL who's been basically solid? There's only one other team who has done relatively decent. That's Alabama. Roll Tide, if you're a fan. But I look at... No, you don't subscribe to that, Roll Tide. No, that's okay. That's okay.
No.
Go Buckeyes, or yeah, that's it. Go Buckeyes. No, when you look at Zeke Elliott and you look at the types of things that he did while he was there, was it something you register on the sideline and say, man, that boy's good? I need to try to emanate what he's doing. Did that thought ever cross your mind?
No, I don't try to emanate what nobody's doing. I'm my own player. I'm very confident in my game, and like I said, Coach Reyes, Coach Buckles, and the things he taught us in the film room and on the field really helped us. So I don't try to emulate his game. So.
Did you beg or borrow, metaphorically speaking, of course, anything that he had done on the field and adapt it? Because look, I'll be honest with you, lots of players will look at what this guy does and this guy does. I had a cornerback on yesterday, and we were talking about how, he reminded me a little bit of this or a little bit of that. Is there ever any comparisons that you heard in association with your style of running?
No, but I definitely learned a lot from him. He's like a brother, and he got a lot of game experience, so I definitely learned stuff from him, just like I learned stuff from Carlos Hyde, the freshman he's in the game. So, we all help each other out when we got Ohio State, and so we learn stuff from each other.
That's good. Got to pick it up. Got to pick up something from somebody, and it kind of reminds me, and I had conversations like this all the time about mentors and how when you have a mentor, the type of adaptation that you take from them, words of wisdom, words of advice, things that somebody may have helped shown you throughout your process, your tenure while you're at Ohio State University. Was there any words of wisdom from any one of your classmates that still resonate today that you can take not only into the draft, but further into an NFL career?
Well, words of wisdom, pretty much what I learned out of Ohio State. Like I said, everybody that I played with, and everybody that we in the national championship with, we all brothers. But when it comes to the practice, we all compete and we really get after each other and make each other better. So,
Well, that's really what it's about anyway.
Mike Thomas, and he was just expressing to me how when you get to the NFL, how important it is to take care of your body. So I really took over that.
Well, you have to. That's a complete prerequisite. Everybody needs to take care of their body. And not only that, but you have to take care of your mind as well. The types of things that are part of who you are from a personal standpoint really reflect in your play. Athletically, also reflect in your play. Did you have a chance to watch Le'Veon Bell this past year as well?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Pretty elusive, would you think? The cuts, the slashes, the patience.
Very patient. Yeah, very patient.
He played behind a really good O-line when you look at it from end to end. He waited behind. He was patient. And I could never recall a time where he was so impatient that he just ran through and it didn't matter. He thought he'd just barrel the guy over, but that didn't happen. He followed his blockers. Let's talk about the draft. Go ahead. No, go ahead. You were going to say something. You've been cut out or something.
I was just saying that
very unique. The Steelers keep him. I hope so. You never know. Franchise tags could come into place, but I'm not the one. I'm not the one who knows what they're going to do or how the Steelers are going to do it, but they certainly have a method to their madness, and 6 Lombardis certainly speak to that. Let's talk about your dream. Everybody has a dream. I have a dream. You have a dream. Some people dream of eating all the ice cream. Some people have dreams of being a quarterback until you're 40 years old. Some people even want to be part of a circus. I don't know why that would be a long life aspiration, but it's a dream. It's a dream. Let's go back to Ohio State. Your dream came true and reality set in faster than you probably wanted. And you had to prepare and had plenty of time to do it because it was such an arduous road. In your early departure during your senior year in high school, did you feel that you were ready? And when I mean ready, I don't mean your thoughts then about being ready. What I mean, were you truly ready to get to the next level? That you were prepared to get to the next level? Did you feel as though you were ready to go? What was it about the feeling of readiness? Because you arrived at Ohio State in a very fast-paced manner. Matter of fact, you got out of high school early. You graduated.
Yeah.
So you had more than enough time. But did you feel you were truly ready from a personal standpoint and a physical standpoint and an athletic standpoint to get to the next level while at Ohio State University?
I definitely did. At the end of my career at Ohio State, college football, even some of the best athletes and competing with them and seeing how I competed with them at practice and just the coaching that I also think, I feel like I was definitely ready to step forward to the next level.
Sometimes we want to get to the next level before we're ready. Because when we're younger, and I was younger at one point. I may not look younger. But when I was really young, I felt I could do anything. And you know what? I could. When did it really set in to your mind that you were about to be a Buckeye?
Oh, that I was about to be a Buckeye. I committed to Ohio State my junior year, and right then I knew I was going to be a Buckeye, but when I was getting recruited by Ohio State, that's at the time, my junior year, I was getting recruited by Jim Tressel, and some stuff happening there and sanctions happening, and at that moment, I had to go to Plan B. I didn't know if I was going to go to Ohio State, or I didn't know who the head coach was going to be at the time. So my choice then kind of got hard, but finding out Urban Meyer was going to be the coach and Sam Braden's going to be the running back coach, and building a relationship with them, I was back to 100% of Ohio State.
Certainly good to know. Good stuff. We're going to get into the numbers aspect. We have to take a quick break. Got to pay the bills. Don't want to get booted out too soon. Got to live. Got to eat. That's how it is. That's how it is here on the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes. I'll be right back with Bri'onte Dunn, running back, heading into the 2017 NFL Draft. Again, coaches, scouts, general managers, this guy is a stud. His numbers reflect that. His attitude reflects that. I think he'll do just fine at the next level. What do you think, Bri'onte?
Yeah, I definitely think I will. I'll make an NFL franchise there happy.
There you go. You heard it from Bri'onte. You heard it from me. This is Rudy Reyes. Be back in a minute.
This is The Sheet. Gets me all revved up. My face is now red. My ears are just freaking boiling.
He's so long. He's so wrong. Scott hates it.
Yeah, he had 51 touchdowns, 4,900 total yards.
I know y'all like that, but I got to run. And only in Alabama that's to happen, I have to say.
They're so good, man. They would win the Big Ten if they were in the Big Ten. You could be doing something vision-based in front of you and reach down and grab a handful of insane goodness.
Even to him, kudos, unflapping like a golfer. Very good, Tony. Proud of you.
Wow, you guys agree on something again? I'm very impressed. You ever had a bad week? You know, just you walk outside, step in a puddle, or driving, you walk outside, and are you stand on the curb and somebody driving by and splash water up on you? Or it's just raining on you, not anyone else?
I will tell you, before you go any further, I cannot hear Chet speaks.
Good. Here, listen to season. I don't really know what we're doing.
Every Saturday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on WBLZ Sports.
Doug Pepper painting and pressure washing. He has over 30 years of painting experience. He's interior, exterior, commercial or residential. Doug Pepper covers it all. Is your house looking good? Call on Doug. Doug Pepper painting and pressure washing. 404-966-3361. Mention WBLZ Sports and get a special We've Got Balls discount. That's Doug Pepper painting and pressure washing. 404-966-3361.
Hello, everybody. This is Blake Cole, host of Off the Wall Baseball here on WBLZ Sports. If you love America's pastime, then join me every Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern for the latest and greatest in the world of Major League Baseball.
Whether it be your industrial, commercial, or residential needs, Gen Service is the electrical contractor for you. The Gen Service team has the expertise, commitment, and educational years to help you solve your electrical concerns. They have you in their best interest with helpful suggestions to accommodate your every want. Give them a call no matter the size of the job at 740-438-7173. And mention WBLZ Sports, you will discount. That's Gen Service, 740-438-7173.
WBLZ Sports, we got balls, this is sponsors your balls.
Hey, welcome back to the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes. Look, I still have probably one of the most underspoken, underappreciated, for lack of a better term, this guy needs more buzz. He needs people to know. And that's why I'm here. I do this because I need to know. It's on a need-to-know basis, and that's everybody. Welcome back to the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes. I have Bri'onte Dunn here, running back, Ohio State University, who's certainly looking at making a splash and running people over. And through them, if need be, the 2017 NFL Draft. Look, we're going to talk some numbers here. Do you like numbers, Bri'onte?
I love them.
You love numbers. Well, I like numbers too. Let's jump right into this, shall we? Let's go. Let's take a flashback. Flashback. That was my best. Sorry, that's all I had. 2012, you played 11 games. True freshman, 133 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. At that point, the undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes. You had 1 kickoff return for 22 yards, and you scored in your very first collegiate game. Let's stop there. I think you know where I'm going with this. I hope you do. What was it like scoring your very first touchdown? And do you still have the ball?
No, I don't still got the ball, but my first touchdown, man, like I still remember it to this day. It's probably like a 10-yard touchdown, but it was a dream come true. Like me playing as a freshman and having a lot of experience and scoring my first touchdown in the shoe. It was like a feeling that I never had. But after that game, me and my parents were proud of me. I was proud of myself. My coach was proud of me. But yeah, it was a dream come true.
So then,
I wanted more.
Of course you wanted more. What running back doesn't want more? They want to score touchdowns on every single carry.
I was hungry for more.
Yeah. Now, did you do the whole spoon thing? You know, you're running, feed me. Was that the celebration?
No, I ain't that. That wasn't in at the time, I think.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I had to ask because, a lot of running backs do it. Le'Veon Bell does it, and aforementioned Zeke Elliott, a coworker of yours, if you want to put it that way. So I guess my question, you know where I'm going with this, where's the ball?
One of the equipment managers got it.
Why didn't you keep it?
I was so excited, I wasn't thinking about it.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, let's move on. Since you don't have the football anymore, I had to ask you about that football thing. A lot of players want to keep the ball instead of gifting it to somebody. I thought maybe your mom or somebody had it. So you had 1 kickoff return for 22 yards. You had a 4-yard rush to decimate. Yes, I said decimate. Look it up. People, decimate. Miami, 56-10. That was a wallop. They got waxed without the wax. It was horrible. But he had a personal best of 13 carries. 13 carries for 73 yards versus the Fighting Illini, Illinois, including a 3-yard touchdown run. I have to ask you, on the immediate run, is it better to be at goal line? Does it matter if it's on the 10, the 15, the 20? For a running back who wants to pound it in the end zone, because that's the end result, the end zone. Not 5 yards, not 10 yards, not 12 yards, pay dirt, end zone, touchdown. Where do you prefer to be on the field? Is it deep? Is it on the left hash, the right hash, or does it matter at all?
No, it really doesn't matter at all. Goal line, we have the 30, the 40, the other side of the end zone. I just want to be in the game, but have my team better and make them in a better position, because I feel like I'm a unique running back. I'm really good at pass pro, and like a lot of backs ain't good at this year. I could catch, so it's really doesn't matter where we are on the field.
When you have the ball in your hands, running backs are my thing, so I'm asking you some pre-draft questions. You know they're going to grill you. They're going to stick you under a spotlight. They're going to put you in a chair. They're going to turn theirs backwards, and it's like you're committing to something. Basically, you're committing to answer the question and to perform to the expectations that they want you to perform in. So this is light by comparison, trust me. But when you're in the backfield, you have the ball in your hands. What is the vision in front of you? Do you wait for gaps? Do you wait for seams? What do you see? What do you look for? And why do coaches want to take a chance on you?
The first thing, I get my assignment. I read the defense, and I read my blockers. I'm always have a mindset of scoring any way I can, and the reason why a team should pick me is because I'm a good, smart football player that has a good football IQ that knows the game.
Why would they hand you the ball on a 3-yard, let's just say 3 yards? Would you beg them to give you the ball? Would you stand there waiting by coach to nudge him and say, hey, I got it, I got this? Or do you feel that you've installed enough confidence in them to get it into the end zone?
I definitely want the ball. I definitely want the ball at the 3-yard line. I'm a scorer, just like Jerome Bettis. I'm getting that end zone.
Now, I've seen your film. I know, it's out there. Yes, it does exist. Anybody who's sleeping on the film it needs to get some coffee or something. But I've seen your film. And one thing I do notice about you is your footwork. Your footwork is amazing. It really is. You can cut, slash, move, you can tippy toe, you can shift to the left, to the right. What is the hardest part about your position that you feel you've worked on enough? If an NFL team wants to call you and say, we want you to be our running back, and they ask what your weaknesses would be, what would you tell them?
I'm confident in my game enough that I feel like, I don't have any weaknesses that I recognize, but I mean, like, what was the question again, my boy?
That's all right, man. If your footwork was solid, which it is, and an NFL team called you, head coach, doesn't matter, take your pick, there's 32, and they contacted you and said, we like your footwork, but we want you to work on ball holding skills. I'm sure you went through rigorous situations where you had a hole on the rock and you went by your running back coach, you tried to knock it out, and if he did, you dropped and gave him 50. What weaknesses would you tell them that you had, to be honest?
Yeah, to be honest, like I said, I feel like I got coached pretty well at Ohio State, but any weaknesses or anything that coach will tell me, that's what I'm working on. I love being coached up. I love working on my craft. So if anytime somebody says I need to work on something, I definitely take a hold of that and I will work on it.
Well, everybody has a weakness. Everybody. I know I do. Always got to work on it. Always got to refine the craft. Always. That's just the way it is. End of story. Because
my weakness when I first got to college was fast break, and having a good coach like Sam Brayton for 2 or 3 years, that weakness became one of my strengths. So that was one of my weaknesses that I had coming into college and high school.
Let's talk about special teams, because only special people get to play on special teams, and don't anybody tell you different. Because what that means is that you've started there, basically do whatever you had to do. Coaches asking you, can you play special teams? Sure, no problem. It shows your versatility and willing to play as a team, not as an individual. You played a lot on special teams. Now,
I played a lot of special teams. I played a lot of special teams. When I first got to college, I didn't know how important special teams was. Coach Meyer drilled that in my head that if you want to be a starter or even play, you got to get good at special teams. So that was special teams is something that I really got good at, because I played special teams my whole career there, and I played on like every special team, kick return, punt return, punt block. So I enjoyed it.
Well, you have to adjust. You have to be able to be versatile no matter what. If they ask you to do something, you're going to have to say, you know what, okay, I got it, no problem. What were your goals as you attended Ohio State? Give me 4 goals while attending there, and include, we have enough time for this, and include why an NFL team should take their chance on you.
My goals when I was at Ohio State was one, get my degree, to win a national championship, make sure at the end of my career that I'm comfortable at my game to go to the next level. And I just feel like the NFL scouts should take a chance on me, because, like I said, I'm very good at pass pro. I'm a good runner. I can catch up the backfield, run routes, and like I said earlier, I got a good football team.
Look, you're a veteran.
I love being coached. I love the game. And yeah.
Okay.
So what?
Okay. That's good. Those are honest, candid answers. That's what I'm looking for. NFL teams will look for the very same thing. When they ask you a direct question, you have to answer them. It's not the easiest thing to do when they say, well, give me a weakness, and you, I'm not stating you specifically, but generally speaking, you can't stand there and say, oh, I don't know. There's no way. Because every coach sees it. They see things that the players themselves don't see, and they ask them for honesty. So I appreciate the honesty from you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. So look, this is an overview for you. You played 21 games, 196 career rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, 5.8 on the average. You redshirted in 2013 after being a true freshman in 2012. 2-time varsity O-letter winner and majoring in sports. Imagine that. So as you major in sports, what part of the sporting industry would you like to be a part of on a post-NFL career?
After my NFL career, I wanted to be a personal trainer. When I was at Ohio State, I did my internship with Coach Nick in the strength class, learning different exercises and nutrition. But yeah, that's the career I want to go to after football, be a personal trainer on my own facility.
That's good. That's actually really good, because that will help you out. Look, 20% of NFL players who exit the NFL will end up filing bankruptcy because of bills, marriages that expire. I'll be honest, that's what they experience. And without a financial plan in the background, in other words, without a post-NFL career, you could find yourself in that 20 percentile. And I don't think you will. I really don't think you will. Look, check out Anthony Gilbert, new-game-plan.com. You can certainly change the way athletes look at agents. Also, check out my new mentoring page. Yeah, I said mentoring page. You can achieve success now, take your career to the next level today. Contact Mentor Me Now at Outlook.com. I can certainly assist you in any way that I can, helping you get to the next level. Check out SarugaMill.us, vitamin sponsor, 2-time Gold Glove winner, Starling Marte. And baseball season started, so for those, that's happy news. Are you a baseball fan, Bri'onte?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. So, if you were...
The only time I watched baseball was this year when the Indians went to the World Series.
Okay. You basically answered my question, because I was going to ask if you were an Indians fan in postseason. And you answered my question, so that's good. Anyway, get your vitamins. SarugaMill.us. Go to TheRudeDogShow.com/sponsors. You'll see them as well. And then last but not least, JohnMalecki.com. If you can dream it, he can build it. JohnMalecki.com. Former Steeler turned builder. That's interesting. I can do very little with wood, but he can do a whole lot more than me. So don't ask me questions. Ask him. Go to JohnMalecki.com. JohnMalecki.com. Check out my partnership page as well. I've got some great partners in association with The Rude Dog Show. Look, Bri'onte's had an outstanding collegiate career, high school career. He was voted AP Junior and Senior Rush 2000, 30 yards, 22 touchdowns as a junior. A junior. It's not Bri'onte Dunn Jr., he was a junior. That's amazing. Twice. I'm kind of a junior, but that's not my, I don't have a JR at the end, so we're good. Of course, I didn't do that in my year. Bri'onte did. Top 300 yards rushing. How fantastic is that? 1,657 yards, 17 touchdowns as a senior. That's huge. This guy's been ranked on ESPNU, Scout.com, Rivals.com. Don't sleep on Bri'onte Dunn. Bri'onte, tell everybody where they can find you, whether it be on Twitter. How can coaches, GMs, owners contact you, maybe through your agent, perhaps?
Yeah, my Twitter name is DunnitRA25, DUNNITALREADY25. My Instagram name is Bri'onte Dunn, BRIONTEDUNN25. And my agent is Jacoby Hudson.
Well, there you go. Good to know. Good stuff. Hey, Bri'onte, thanks, man, for taking your time out. I appreciate it. Look, coaches, scouts, owners, he's ready to go. He's the truck you need to hand the ball to. You have the bus in Jerome Bettis. This guy's the truck. You can't stop either one of them. If you try, you may be rolled on and get hurt. Period. End of story. Hey, Bri'onte, thanks, man. Appreciate you coming on to the show.
I appreciate you having me on the show.
Absolutely, man. It's been great. Thank you so much. Hey, if there's anything else I can do for you, let me know, okay?
Okay, I appreciate everything.
Absolutely, not a problem. Thank you so much. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that was Bri'onte Dunn, running back, Ohio State University. He's a funny guy. He's also very candid, very honest, very open. And what I appreciate about him is his ability to be honest and say it like it is. Everybody has a weakness. Everybody has strengths. But it's up to the individual to be told by somebody else. It goes back to your coaching staff. It goes back to if you have mentors. It goes back to all those wonderful components in your life where you knew you can take constructive criticism and really do something with it by making those changes. So change is good as long as it applies to you to grow, to be who you want to be, to see the change you need to make. You can certainly do it. Everybody can. I can. I do all the time. That's just what I do. Now, when I talk about change, I'm going to switch gears. I don't want to get ahead of myself here because I'm waiting. I'm waiting on two things. First and foremost, I may have Sinbad, yes, I said Sinbad, comedian, on the Rude Dog Show. We're going to talk about everything not funny. No, I'm kidding. He's a funny guy. You may know him from all types of different movies. You can search him up. He's got everything. He's funny. He's on tour right now. He'll be in Chicago February 18th. So if you're in the Chicago area, make sure you check out Sinbad. He's hilarious. But I may have him on the show as well. So get your funny bone ready to be rocked here on the Rude Dog Show with Sinbad and yours truly. And then Saturday, my guests will include Tunch Ilkin, former Pittsburgh Steeler, and Damian Williams on the Rude Dog Show. We're going to talk about Forged in Steel. Now, I read this book. It's great. From end to end, cover to cover, excerpts, everything you need to know from the intrinsic business technical standpoint and what the Steelers use as a part of their genetic makeup are in this book. Never knew it was documented. I read it all, and I'm completely enlightened. I'm empowered by it. And in a business practice, doing what you do, this book should be a part of your collection. There's no doubt about it. None. None at all. So check out tomorrow's show. Check out Saturday's show. This is going to be fantastic. I cannot wait. I hope Sinbad can come on tomorrow. If not, we'll have a change of plans. But I'm not quoting on the schedule yet because I'm not quite sure. But I know Saturday will be Tunch Ilkin and Damian Williams. So, again, great stuff. Great show. You can find this episode. Audio did not work again today, so my apologies for that. But the video will be up on TheRudeDogShow.com. It's also on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. I'm on TheRudeDogShow.com. Follow me on Twitter at RudeDogReyes. And make sure you can call into the show, 216-539-9967. I have about 7 minutes left. If you have any questions, call in. Again, 216-539-9967. This is Rudy Reyes on the Rude Dog Show at WBLZSports.com. Now, I expected some cuts to be made in the NFL. But between the Packers and the Giants, wow. I didn't see any of those cuts coming. Giants doing some cutting in the running, well, let's just say for lack of a running back situation. Cutting there. Eddie Lacy fined for being overweight. Antonio Brown's future in the hands of contract negotiations for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And so much more to come. It's going to be amazing. And look, things like this happen. Things like this happen. When you think about the type of cap space that some of these teams have available to them and others that don't, you're really going to have to look it up. You're going to have to find out where can they trim the fat. What corners do they have to cut in order to make room for adding free agents, right? Clay, New York Jets, he could come back with a vet min, which is a vet minimum for veterans who've been in the NFL for a while. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Sometimes players, they've played so long in the league, they're tired of getting hit, smacked around, punched, foot stepped on. You know, the list goes on and on and on. So they get tired of it. It's really not about the money. It's about the cuts. It's about knowing what's good for you when you feel it's time to leave the NFL. Hopefully, for all intents and purposes, that a lot of these teams can find the pieces that fit, not only in free agency, because again, it's a player in the system, and the system that fits the player, that's the bottom line. These players will fit somewhere, they will land somewhere, and if they don't, and they end up retiring, I'm more than confident because they've been in that long that they've had a great NFL career. And they're not very long to begin with, so you can't make any mistakes about that. You cannot. There's no way. There's no way. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This will be a video only, posted on TheRudeDogShow.com. You can find it on YouTube as well. Click me a follow, click me a like on my Facebook page. I have that out there as well. This video will be on there and pinned to the top of the page. I thank you for your listenership. Thank you for tuning in today to the show. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I thank you for showing up and listening and or viewing in on Facebook Live. This is Rudy Reyes on The Rude Dog Show at WBLZSports.com. We'll see you tomorrow.